Well, a lot of you may have heard of the Bitcoin, but chances are you're not exactly sure what it's about. Well, it's a new form of currency and it's all digital, and users say it's pretty powerful.
Anum Valliani met up with a Bitcoin meetup group in Dallas who dished on why they believe the Bitcoin is here to stay. She has the story in this special NewsWest 9 report.
The idea is money, literally. They say the Bitcoin is digital cash without the government.
I could send to you, if I wanted to, $10 million in 1 second with a very small amount of money.
It was a very new idea, so as soon as I heard about it, it just seemed very different from any type of money I had heard about before, so I immediately got very into it.
A lot of people have this story. They started looking at it again the second time. Looking at it the second time, I became enthralled.
There was a lot of skepticism when the Bitcoin came out 5 years ago. Some believed it was used only for illegal activity, like money laundering or to buy drugs. And just last year, the U.S. FBI shut down a popular online black market that accepted Bitcoins. Feds seized the Silk Road website and 144,000 Bitcoins worth nearly $30 million.
In fact, when I mention Bitcoin to someone, a lot of times that's the first thing they've heard of. And that's something the Bitcoin community needs to own up to.
People don't understand it yet, so they're trying to reach out for something that they can understand, and they can understand, oh yeah, people do bad things with and buy drugs,
That's part of the reason countries like China and then Russia have banned the Bitcoin, but probably not permanently.
There will be people who will try to come up with an offshoot.
Users argue that the difficulty in tracing Bitcoin transactions is what makes it safe and even more secure than credit cards. And apps like Blockchain keep track of all transactions and have people worldwide confirming them.
If you don't make use of it, it's just open to hackers as much as it is, when you use your credit card number online.
But then there are people like Joseph Richter who invested $60 into Bitcoin in 2012, lost his password, and hired someone off Reddit to hack into his account.
It was a last resort, and it did work. After 130 million guesses, he found the password. The unknown part of it was simply JD, which is my nickname.
But he says it was worth it, considering that money is now worth $2,200.
At the beginning, you had to be a coder to just code something on your computer. I don't know how to do that.
But 17-year-old Michael Llewellyn can, and he started mining Bitcoins on his own 2 years ago.
If more people are mining Bitcoin, then it gets more and more difficult. And I started out when Bitcoin was small and it was much easier to mine.
And unfortunately, those days are gone.
These days, anyone can buy Bitcoins in mainstream places like the Coinbase website, or they could go the business route. Tav Walraven is a shop owner in Dallas who says he wanted to roll the dice.
I figure if you can buy a Tesla S with Bitcoins, you can buy antiques.
So nearly 2 months ago, he put up this sign on his door, and his first sell was a $40 box.
Brought it up to the counter, and less than a minute later, transaction complete.
Although he admits he wouldn't sell all his inventory using Bitcoin, users couldn't be happier with the support.
A lot of people compare it to the bubbles like the housing bubble and things like that. I think the thing that's going to prevent that is more businesses accepting it.
I've set up a weekly buy. So I'm just buying each week something small. I'm not buying bunch right now, but I'm just buying small, just a little bit each week, a little bit each week.
And then you have things like gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies, and people start to question, well, why is the dollar the only one? What else is there?
And now there are tons of venture capital companies flooding money into the Bitcoin economy.
What's happening now is that the infrastructure for all of this economy and all of this transaction is still being developed.
Just last week, Bitcoin ATMs were put up in downtown Austin and Boston.
That's what you're going to see in the next year is a lot more of these inventions coming out of ways to people can have it easily accessible.
So then it offers to the other 6 billion on the planet to come into an even playing field.
Regardless of how interested you are in Bitcoin, users say it's not going anywhere.
There might be a crash. We've had crashes of the stock market, but have those companies gone under? No.
So, I think anyone should be aware of that. You don't necessarily have to buy or sell Bitcoins, but I think this is going to have a major impact on our society.
You can learn more at the Texas Bitcoin Conference, which will be held on March 6th at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin. Anum Valliani, NewsWest 9.